Adam and Wack show. I assume we're already recording. How you doing? It was very hard to lock this man down.
No, it wasn't.
It was
got
not
sick.
hard.
Your schedule all over the place, different balls and galas and fashion shows and runways every night.
He's talking about balls as in like events.
Yeah, not balls. Although I would assume he's got a few different sets of balls that come in and out of his life.
Listen, I'm surprised you all want me on the show because my life is literally boring right now.
Why?
What do you mean?
I mean, it's just I'm on a different vibe right now.
They said you losing in the thing up in Stockton.
They didn't say that. As much as you all are, as many people y'all are talking to Stockton, y'all know I'm winning. It's losing, and Jason Lee ain't never been in the same sense. I don't know who you talking to.
So you saying you winning?
Wack, I'm not letting you pull me out of the zen that I'm in right now.
Who's your primary op in this mayoral race?
There's no op. Everybody,
It's some lady. He got mad because I followed her.
No,
I didn't know it.
Op lover.
Let's be clear. I did not get mad. I
put the team on her.
My followers DM me and said, "Be careful with Wack. He's hanging with the op." And I said, "Oh, really?"
I put
they
the
told me you
spies
were
on
following
her.
her. I said, "Okay, that's cool." Look, I think everybody should follow her. I follow people that. No, I don't follow losers. Everybody should follow her.
Listen,
I haven't seen her, but how could a crusty old lady compete with somebody like you? You're a mogul. You're a brand.
I think
Well, I don't. Let me.
I assume she's crusty and
You
old.
outran
I
her
actually have
like
no
what?
idea.
What was
She's
the
not a
first one?
crusty old lady.
Is she white?
She's a black woman.
Then I take it back. I respect her
She's
so
not
much.
a crazy old lady. She is a social worker. She's just not doing the job, and she's not fit for the job. But I don't want to bash her because you know the thing they're going to say is he's attacking a woman. And
no, he's not bad. Look, for one, she did a great job putting the water in that swimming pool. She did a great
she
job.
did not do a good job of putting water in the swimming pool.
What happened?
So
What?
Somebody took a dump in it like Caddyshack?
No, in our community where I grew up, in the hood, a pool is a big deal. For those people
That's
that
a
don't
fact.
know, it's a big deal. Community pools, a lot of families of color, we didn't grow up with pools in our backyard. Now that we all got money, those of us that got money got pools, but when we grew up, we were poor.
Yeah.
We didn't have a pool. We had one community pool on that side of town, which was McKinley Park. For 10 years, that park has just sat there with no pool in it. So kids, they've taken the playground out. The homeless have taken over the park. I did a video on March 23rd with dead dogs in there, homeless people selling drugs, no playground, empty pool. So I climbed the fence to get video of the pool. I didn't know the climbing of a fence would go viral.
Just from climbing the fence?
I climbed the fence and went viral.
It's not that big a deal,
Well,
right?
you should have seen,
that
bro. The
breaking the
water,
law?
chlorine levels perfect.
No, it's not. The pool has basically been shut down. But now that I've been pressing about the pool, now they're putting $16 million into the pool. They just did a groundbreaking. Now she's trying to campaign that she's been staying on business.
So
And she hasn't.
Stockton
Wait.
just had $16 million that they weren't using?
Wait.
Stockton just had an overage of $50 million that they over budgeted in a city where they are over 100 police officers down. There's like one per 12,000 residents right now on
Well,
staff.
where'd the money go?
I ain't in there yet. That's the thing.
They-
They passed the Measure A tax where they got the citizens to approve a $360 million tax that the city got over 10 years. They put it in a general fund and they've been using it as a piggy bank. Then they put something in the language where they could vote to renew it. So they just renewed the $360 million for another 10 years and haven't added more than 10, or they added 40 police officers, I think, in the last, 10 years. And crime is still crazy. They just had a shooting the other day. A kid just got killed on the freeway the other day. I mean, it's out of control.
So Stockton moving like that.
Yeah.
I know it get real up there.
it's
I
out of
know it get
control.
real up there. That was where one of our guests was from.
No, a couple
Haiti Baby.
Haiti
couple
Baby.
of your guests, yeah. You haven't interviewed EBK Jaybo, right?
I have.
Or you have. So you've interviewed two people from my
Oh, he's some
Will
fire.
you commit to freeing the political prisoner, EBK Jaybo?
No, he's not a political prisoner.
How is he not a political
Well, let's
prisoner?
be very clear. I don't have any authority to get him out of prison. I've talked.
Oh, he's in jail.
Oh, yeah.
I've talked to Jaybo on the phone, and and because part of the issue in dealing with crime isn't just like going after people and putting them in jail. It's figuring out how to do poverty alleviation, create jobs, create opportunity, and meet with these people. I know this is my hood. This is not a city that I'm just going and running for. These are the streets that I ran in. These are the streets my brother died in. These are the streets I got shot in. So for me, this is more than just a soundbite. This is like my family has died in this community. I have friends that have died in this community. The store that I'm going to shut down, my friend Stephen Shelton got murdered in 1997 when I was on my way to pick him up, and I didn't get there in time. So for me, this is very personal.
What kind of store?
But let me say this, because I know that that Jaybo has been up here, and from what people are saying back home, a lot of people talk about this show, and they talk about you, and they be like, yo, Adam is really gaslighting the shit that's happening in the hood. I said, no, if Adam is giving them a platform to talk about their music and what they're putting in the music is the stuff that's happening back home, we have to look at this holistically. It can't,
Chicago shit going on. Same type of
Gaslighting is creating a narrative that doesn't really exist out of thin air, like an alternate reality narrative. Whereas, like me having somebody on from Stockton who's in some gangster shit and talking to them about gangster shit, that's not gaslighting.
An alternate reality narrative.
Okay, do you know what the word gaslighting means?
Listen,
have you ever heard it before?
Listen. Gaslighting is when you have a guest and he's up here talking about everything but that, and then you bring it up.
How could I not ask about the premier celebrity from the town that he is running to be mayor of?
So why, when I do it, you tell me that I'm starting shit? See, I set your punk ass up. When I talk about what everybody else is talking about, you say, hey, you're a shit starter. I said, no, I'm simply talking about what everybody else is talking about. But just like me and you, when we talk about it, something we have in common, everybody blows it out of proportion. Yeah.
Gaslighting is a colloquialism loosely defined as manipulating someone into questioning their own perception of reality.
Well, when you think about hip hop and you think about the stories being told in music that actually have real lives attached to it, some get exaggerated, some are the real deal. There's a whole case right now happening in Atlanta with Thug where people are trying to say he's catching a RICO because he was the head of this organization. So people are trying to, I think, muddy up what's real and what's not real. I'm not all in Jaybo's music like that. I just know a lot of the people that are affected by the music, and I know the impact that he has on young people in the community.
I fuck with Haiti Baby. I don't know Jaybo.
I fuck with Haiti Baby too.
I don't know Jaybo. I don't know him, but I fuck with Haiti Baby.
And you know what? When I talk to Haiti Baby, when I talk to Jaybo, what they both have in common is they both want to make it in the industry that we made it in. But this 1 foot in and 1 foot out shit.
So they don't get along.
No.
Of course not. One is north side, one is south side.
Now, what's the one that has a problem with Mozzie?
Oh, I don't know.
It's somebody in stock. You brought him up.
I don't know.
Because Mozzie said he hard. He said we don't get along, but he hard. Remember you
Jaybo and them, yeah.
Is that Jaybo or that's him?
They got beef and sack.
Is one a blood and one a crip? Or
I
what
don't know.
About?
You know, Jaybo just lost 2 brothers, by the way, which is
Osama.
Sad. Yeah, which is really,
I'm not sure.
It's really hard to address.
Oh, yeah.
It's really hard to address stopping crime when you lose a family member. When you lose somebody that you love, you can't say to somebody, "Hey, sorry that happened. We just got to stop."
That like resets the clock on there being any peace in the.
That always
the
was
future.
the hardest part. One of the homies from Compton would always bring it up, like trying to kill the beef. And I'm like, bro, how do you stop it when you got a bunch of people in jail that's gonna get out and say, yo, you, since I've been in here, he killed my brother or he did this. And he said, at some point, we all got to just hit reset. Do you want to be the next one killed?
Right.
At some point, like the only way it stops is say, okay, both sides didn't suffer. Some people a little more personal than others, but it's going to stop. It just has to just.
But the likelihood of that is very small when you're talking about gangs that are like primarily run by younger dudes, especially. I feel like LA a little different, but like
LA a little different. Chicago ain't gonna never stop.
Well, and I'll tell you this.
Structure.
I talked to somebody the other day, and I said to them, I said, I've talked to the police, I've talked to community leaders, I've talked to the church people, I've talked to everybody, and I've talked to the hood, right? What is it going to take? What is the solution? I know more jobs, more accountability, maybe one way out. I've come up with all these ideas. You know what they said? We ready to die for this. Like regardless.
Who said that?
This young person told me that. He said we gonna die for this, and I'm thinking like you got to know that there's more out there. I think for me coming
they don't though.
But I think for me coming to LA years ago when I was younger and seeing Queen Latifah and going to set and looking at black folks politicking in a positive,
went back.
I went back with a different mentality.
When you hear me say, I take my team to Dubai and London, right? Because I know they haven't been anywhere.
Who'd you take to Dubai?
My whole team. Dubai, London, Thailand. I take them. They don't just run around here with me. When I'm moving, they move.
Okay.
Right? They done been there everywhere with me, right? But I take them to these places because when you're leaving Compton or you're leaving South Central, a little city like Pacoima, right? And all you know is this, and you land, right? You come off that damn Emirates flight, and you've never seen this, and you're on that highway coming into the inner city.
It changes everything.
It changes you like, whoa, what is this? So now it's giving them something else when they get back here to think about and possibly reach for. Because most people, all they know is this.
Right.
That's all they know. We travel, you travel. We can sit here and have conversations about Amsterdam, Europe, all kind of shit, right? Because we can visually see, we've been there several times, many times. But a lot of these people will sit here and be like, yo, what are you talking about?
They don't even leave the block.
They don't leave the block. Like, Adam, this is real shit. I got some homies that if I told them you got a first class ticket at Tom Bradley, right, Emirates, waiting on you, they wouldn't even know how to go get that ticket.
And hopefully they have a passport.
So I take my homies to these places. I make them get their passports and like, we're going. You need to see this. And now they come back. They could talk to their wives and their kids. They're like, yo, I want to take my family back here. You know, can you hook it up for me? And I let them use all my same, my ground people. So they just mimic what we did.
It's an expensive habit.
I get that. I get that.
Flying people to Dubai is an expensive habit.
Last year I went to 6 trips to Dubai because when I went with
you
Floyd
was
the
out
first
there.
trip.
You was out there.
When I went with Floyd the first trip and when I started seeing that everybody out there with real money looked like me, and I started having conversations. I met this guy. He said, hey man, I want to do business with you. It was on my last day. I said, I'm gonna come back. I went home probably for like a week, repacked, took all my friends, went back, and then I started, playing marketing the way I market, going to the club, blowing up the club with money and buying bottles, and left with a $2 million deal. But what I did was I took my friends and showed them, like, whatever you're doing back home, whether you're an aspiring model, actor, whether you're an entrepreneur, stop thinking of the global, stop thinking of the money in your neighborhood. Start thinking about that global market. You've been getting money all over the world for a while. I'm now learning as a brand that, when it feels dried up in the U.S., going over there to London, going over there to Asia.
Overseas.
But
buying bottles in the club can get you a $2 million deal. Am I really messing up by not buying enough bottles?
You need to. I'm gonna be real. Like if you told me, yo, Wack, take me and Lena and work us over there, bro. People will do things with you that you don't even.
Yeah, they're gonna make her eat camel shit.
No, they're not. What are you talking
But see,
about?
That's what girls get flown out there to do.
but listen,
Well, at least suck the camel's dick or
people
something.
get flown out. People get flown out everywhere. But the thing is that all the things I heard about Dubai, when I got there, it was the complete opposite. I'm in the process.
I've never.
I just got approved for my golden visa. And that's not a golden shower.
You have to go out of your way to find out about the camel.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't just put it in front of your face. You got to go out of your way to find a
people
sheik.
he talked to, are business. What are we doing? We want to put them here. They want to host this. They want to do this. They want to go sit down. They this. We ain't talking about camels, bro.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to go to a camel race, I can hit Swiss Beats. He got the #1 camel team out there that's been winning the last several years.
Does he?
Okay, but the whole thing out there, you remember this website, Tag Your Sponsor? They would trick girls, they would DM girls and pretend to be like, sheiks or like powerful rich businessmen from Dubai, and they would like get the girl going, tell her they're gonna fly her out, tell her they're gonna give her X amount of money. Then they're like, all right, but my friend is gonna have to shit on you. You're gonna have to eat the shit. They start like hitting them with worse and worse stuff, and it'd be these hot ass Instagram chicks just like agreeing to it as they slowly get them into it, and that's how you find out girls are real. You did the right thing by being gay.
But they were allegedly flying to Peter Nygaard's island too. You don't have to go to Dubai to get shit on or eat shit. You can go right over there allegedly to Peter Nygaard's island, and Sule Madero's and all your friends. They were doing that. But here's
I don't know about these places.
I know somebody who's pooping on people in Pacoima.
Who?
He got a shiny ass head. He weighs about 300 pounds.
Who the f is that?
Looks like a human cannonball.
Yeah, I don't know anybody.
I don't know who that is.
But I do want to go back to the thing you said earlier about Free and
I don't weigh
Jaybo.
no 300 pounds. You weirdo.
I want to go back to the point you said about Free and Jaybo, because I think people, and what I love about this whole election process, this campaign, is people are getting educated on how politics work. A councilman can't get somebody out of jail. I'm not going to go and start politicking with DAs. What I have been talking to the DA about is creating programs where instead of a teenager getting, arrested and going down the prison pipeline or, being
immediately,
let's figure out a way to disrupt that by putting him in a diversionary program or getting him a job or something to where he can, he or she can be doing something more positive with their life. Because I'm just lucky that I've always had this drive in me to be better, but I'm meeting kids whose lights are they're just put out by the everyday experience that they have in my community. So, you know, I'm really serious about what I'm doing over there. I think at first people thought it was performative. Oh, he just coming back and he wants to now be a politician. No, I don't want to be a politician.
Nah.
Are you
There's a lot
going to
of other
be?
shit I could be doing.
Are they going to trust you to be an appropriate mayor, given that you do not live there?
City councilman. I
You
do.
live
city
there.
councilman.
You live
I
there.
I'm glad you asked that question.
lives there.
You know, I got a home there. I went back, got a home, opened up an office there. I work out of that city 4 days a week, and I come here 3 days a week. Okay. Right now, I'm here more than I'm there this week because I have my award show coming up, the Impact Awards. I'm organizing all my businesses. I'm getting everything aligned. I've been hiring staff to make sure my shit is buttoned up because once I get in there, I got to be there a lot. It's not that I can just be, even though it's a part-time position, I got to, have a full-time obligation. So for me, I'm not going to sign up to lead my city and to make the changes I'm committing to making, to be there once a week or twice a week. This is not a game for me.
Do you gotta fly to Sacramento to the airport in Stockton?
There's an airport in Stockton, but we have a whole system. I mean, I'll fly up, I'll work for 4 days. My driver will drive up, get me. I'll drive down in the Sprinter, work the whole way down, get here, sleep. Go. I mean, I'm not sleeping as
It's
much
only
as
a
I want
5-6
to.
hour run.
It's a 5.5 hour drive, but it's a 45-minute flight. So we've been making it work. We've been taking helicopters, planes.
So Stockton, you can fly into Stockton from where, like Burbank or LAX?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
They stopped the United flight from LA to Stockton, so you got to fly private, but you can fly into Sacramento in just 40 minutes.
Yeah, all day long. Yeah.
So, okay, obviously you are a good Samaritan. You want to see the best for Stockton, but how does this benefit you in terms of your career or like the overall personal brand that you're building to take on this kind of role?
Great question. I'm not going to say it's hurting my brand, but it is stopping some of the bags because when you're running for office, you can't do personal endorsements. So like UTA, who's my agency, forget, hey, powered by Essential. There's none of that. There's no personal endorsements right now. Yeah.
But you can once you're done running? Like once you're in off? Oh,
No.
okay. So a lot of that stuff is
gone
to the side.
now. Yeah. So just so far, I've lost over 1.3 million in deals, already endorsements, because I can't endorse nothing. I can't. That's why you don't see me posting any brands. I was into it heavy with a Fortune 500 company. Now we've had to kind of pivot and see how Hollywood Unlocked and the projects I have can plug into it. But yeah, I can't personally endorse brands right now.
So what does that tell you, Adam?
That so you want me to believe he's operating completely selflessly? There's got to be something in it for you in terms of what you're building,
he's
right?
from Stockton. He cares about what his city is going through.
You have never done anything selfless in your entire life. I'm just trying to figure out what the play is here.
But I love his
Why it got to be a play?
Wait.
There's got to be at least a little bit of a play in terms of how it helps him in his business in the long run, right?
You know what's crazy? What I love about you asking that question, that's been the only real question people have asked, like, why? You made it out the hood. You made it out the mud. We call it Mudville, Stockton. You made it out the mud. You got money. You got the house. You got the cars. You got the fame. You got these relationships. You can go all over the fucking world. Why come back?
Right.
You know the crazy part is, why not?
There it goes.
Why not?
Why not?
Don't act like you're satisfied with that answer. Why not is not a good enough answer.
No, let me tell you.
He's not done talking.
Let me say, why not? I'm trying to get people to understand that, regardless of what people feel about Nipsey or other people who have done what they've been able to do, we have to start showing people that either grew up with us or that look like us where we come from. I love my city. I've always loved my city. My brother's body, the last time I saw it was in that city. My whole family is still there. My grandmother migrated from Mississippi with 12 children, ended up having 15 children. They had 10 children, and they had 10 children. So my family is all in this district. So for me to go back, come to privilege, fly to Dubai with Floyd Mayweather, partying with Rihanna, then got to go home, and my niece is scared to go to school because somebody just walked up on her campus and stabbed her classmate and killed her. Wow. That for me is just, it's really hard to reconcile with. I do have a life of privilege where all my shit is like good. I'm going to still make crazy money every month, and I know I'm going to be great. So I have the freedom to move around how I want. My business has enough staff to build a structure where I can come to work for 2 days a week and go wherever I want for 5 days a week. So why not go back home and actually do the work? So what do I get from it? I ask myself that a lot because it is a major sacrifice. Like, okay, I know the why, but how did I get into this? The how is because the need is there. The why is because my heart is there. And I think ultimately, I've been going back and forth to the White House telling the vice president, yo, I think you should be moving like this, or yo, president, I think you need to pull up. And then I realized, like, the most change that my family and my community wants to see is not going to happen if Joe Biden is in office or not. I mean, we're looking at that election too, but all the times I was trying to get them to change in the White House, I have to go back and be the change in my community. And my community's embraced me moving back home. And I think people are starting to go from, why are you coming back, to thank you for coming back. And that's just the shit I'm on right now.
That's cool.
I'm not going to change up. I ain't going to become this buttoned up, got a suit on every day guy. I'm going to come in there with my Cartiers. I'm not, they tried to get me to take an oath of poverty, stop flying on a jet, or don't. If I got to get to a meeting with my people that I committed to and the only way to get there is a jet, I'm going to take the jet.
That's it.
So It is what it is. I'm not going to go and do what a lot of politicians do, and that's make people believe that they got to stay impoverished or they got to be poor or they got to be struggling. Nah, I want to show people this is how we get this fucking money. SBA programs, SBA loans. There's all the resources available to you. Yo, stop being happy that you get a job at McDonald's and start figuring out what that career ladder is so you can get a real fucking bag.
I know you. I know your political ambitions probably are not just being a city council member. No. I know you're thinking about being governor. I know you're thinking about being president.
Honey,
you could do it too.
First of all, I don't want. Are you being serious or are you playing?
No, I mean I could kind of.
No, I think you're looking to.
I'm sure your overall goal does not stop right at that.
You coming to
do not have a
Stockton,
political goal.
Oh, really?
You coming to Stockton, you make some changes.
Yeah.
You get some order going on, some things going on, and it's another office, right?
Yeah.
That you can take that can help your city even more.
Of course. No, listen, I've already been, once I said I want to do this and I started doing it and hitting the ground in Oregon, let me tell you, we've ran a very unorthodox campaign. Oh, I'm in the meeting. You need diapers? Not a problem. Wack, can I get diapers? 8,000 diapers come. They like, you brought 8,000 diapers? I took no endorsements from the city. I get endorsed by Cardi B. Vote for Jason Lee. My campaign manager is a 6-year-old kid in the community who's growing up like I grew up.
Your campaign manager is 6 years old?
Smart as hell. And when the city told me, hey, man, we're not going to give you no money to help these kids, go ask Rihanna. I did, and she did a dinner party with me to raise money for the kids, and I brought him and introduced him to Rihanna. So for me, like, I'm not playing into the politicking, right? People have been approaching me. I've been approached by people in the state. I've been approached by a lot of people who are like, yo, we could actually build a really good story. I'm like, bro, help me build Stockton. And if the work is good in 8 years, because I'm going to commit 8 years to doing it, I don't want to be the mayor. I'm going to just do this right here. Then in 8 years, I don't know where my life going to be. I may exit my company at 50, I'll be 53 years old. Shit, I may not want to do nothing. Or I may want to do something. It just really depends when I get in there and do the work.
Is it true that you're from a Crip neighborhood in Stockton?
No, I'm from the hood. I'm from South Stockton. South Stockton is not a Crip or Blood neighborhood. It's just a neighborhood. Oh, okay. There's Crips and there's Bloods. See, in Stockton, on the north side where Haiti Baby's from, those are Crips. There's no Bloods in North Stockton. On the south side, you got all types. The thing about the Jaybos and the Fly Boys and all the different little groups, Nightingale, Crow Valley, they're literally in the same area. Right. So like you can pull out your driveway, make a right, and you're right there where the Fly Boys are. So now what happens? Y'all go into the same stores, you go into the same liquor stores because there are no healthy grocery stores in this neighborhood. You're going to the same little market, so you're running into each other. They're killing each other broad daylight. And the thing that's crazy about the folks in Stockton, especially these rappers that are putting the music, you do know the people are listening because I'm in other meetings that they're not in, and their names are being circulated where your music, what you're doing, who you're talking to, who your pillow talking to, your girls are talking to this. It's just a matter of time before it's time's out.
Oh yeah, there's like you could watch some like half-hour-long YouTube videos that basically break down exactly what's going on. It's fucking insane. I was watching one. My grandmother's house was in one of the songs. I'm like, damn, my grandma's house in the song. So it's to the point now to where crazy. It's to the point now to where and it's even more real to me because the kids are like the kids are coming to me like, do you know Jaybo? Do you know this rapper? And I think that's great for fame, but the impact it's having with that next generation that has no guardrails on the realities of what their life is going to end up becoming should they go down those paths is really alarming. So I'm gonna try to help as much as I can, but ultimately I am running on we got to fix this crime platform, homelessness, more jobs, more opportunity, and I stand on what I say I'm gonna do. Oh, I like it. You feel like you might be taking your eye off the ball with Hollywood Unlocked, or do you have enough of a staff and enough shit going on to support it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sacrifice what I worked hard for to lose it because my heart tells me to go home. My business is operationally functioning better than it ever has. Our award show, like I said, this year is coming up. We have the biggest show we've had this year, and now we have distribution. I just signed to UTA. I'm working on 2 books. I'm working on a scripted project. I have just a lot more things coming up that I'm excited about. Nah, I'm not worried about
Can Adam 22, Len of the Plug, and Wack 100 attend this award show?
Of course. Absolutely.
I like it. You have
Wack
my vote.
has been to the show. Wack's been to the show. Let me give Wack.
And he don't go outside.
Let me give
He
Wack.
is shook.
Let me give Wack his flowers real quick.
Yo, hold on, bro. Wait, hold on. Bro, stop bringing in these fake narratives where you get somebody hurt, bro.
Wait, you're not outside though. You don't really go out.
Who don't?
You.
Are you stupid?
You told me mad times, like when I went to the Blueface concert that you said that you were going to be at. You're like, nah, I'm not popping out. I don't really pop out.
Okay, first of all, look. Let me understand what y'all dealing
Am
with.
I missing something right now? Or is he saying you're hiding or something?
It's a lover's quarrel.
No, what he wants me to do, right, is go back to when I was 17 years old, 18 years old, where I didn't know how to think.
CK Wack.
Right? So I'm going to be real with you, Adam. These people don't want to fight me in the streets. If they wanted to fight me in the streets, they would have been approached me. It's been a lot of years, right? But you know what people would love to do?
Well, you've been approached.
Hold up. No, I have not. Have not been approached. That's cap. Now,
Check the comments.
but you know what they would love to do, right? There goes Wack. Everybody's gonna assume when they see me, it's certain things going on. And these people, especially a lot of people around you, they playing with police. They playing like that. You a white boy, so you don't understand what I'm saying. And these little suckers.
I overstand.
No, these little suckers, they like kids to me. They haven't been through nothing to understand. I'm not gonna let you beat me at a game that I have retired. So where you think I'm gonna be, I'm not.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
I have an idea.
It's not gonna happen.
We officially formally retire CK Wack by doing an ad campaign, CPK Wack. California Pizza Kitchen Wack.
Yo, listen, bro.
No?
First of all, that name got retired 30 years ago.
But don't you think pizza could really bring the city together?
But that name got retired 30 years ago. I don't go by that name.
Right. But don't you see the value of the pizza
No, I don't.
thing?
But what I'm trying to tell you is what you're going to do is you're going to get your building hot. You should stop playing. I'm not. Listen, there's nobody in your building like me.
You got that right.
None of them. You're going to get your building hot.
How?
Because you're
You're
going to
gonna break the
force,
AC?
No, you're going to force motherfuckers to start doing shit. And this is where they call you a culture vulture. This is where they say you be gaslighting shit.
Because I brought up California Pizza
You know,
Kitchen.
because you bringing up shit and you're going to say, okay, so you saying, bro, shit's going to start happening. You should really kick back.
Well, see, I didn't really hear you were a cultural vulture until recently.
From him.
No, it's a fact.
He's the one spreading the narrative.
But see, this how this go, though, Adam.
Hold on,
when shit happens, it happens to everybody.
Wait, let me say this. I recently heard, because, you know, I fuck with you, and I fuck with you heavy. And I defend you many times, and I see all the viral stuff, and I post a lot, because you're in a world that I'm not even in. Let me tell you why I'm not in, just on some real personal shit. My brother, I probably love more than anybody in the world. And he's on my neck. Joyner Lucas, shout out to Joyner Lucas who gave me this chain. Not the chain, but the pendant. My brother, when he died, it's the only time in my whole life that I felt completely empty to the point to where I wanted to kill everybody that had done something to him and actually tried to, right? Thank God. I wrote a book called God Must Have Forgotten About Me. In the book, I talk about how I went to somebody's house, knocked on the door, me and all my friends. I wanted to kill everybody who opened the door, mother, grandmother, kid. I wouldn't give a fuck, disabled. I wouldn't give a fuck. Roland Ray was in that bitch. Everybody was going to die, because that's mentally how fucked up I was when I watched him die. So for me, I understand when a person died, like Jaybo's brothers. I could understand how some of my family who's on the other side of what Jaybo has going on feel some way about him. But then I also feel compassion for him losing 2 brothers in one day in jail.
Oh, this happened in jail?
No, he's in jail right now, and 2 of his brothers got murdered in one day.
Together? They were together?
No,
separate.
So for me, I understand. Like, I can feel it right now. I know what he's feeling. He also lost his father in a fucked up way, right? So in many ways, like, are you gonna get Jaybo, lock him up? Are you gonna get him out? It's not even about get him out, lock him up. I don't know how he feels, how he's processing that. If he lost his father the way that he did, which turned him into who he is, and then on top of that, the life you've chosen to live has now led you down a path where you locked up while 2 of your brothers got murdered. I don't even know how you reconcile all that and then come back into the world, want to focus on having a career and this blessing God's given you, but also now you're still in the streets and people want you dead. And now people want you locked up. I don't even know how to really reconcile that.
And
so
he's coming home, less 2 brothers.
So for when people see you talking to people who are going through those real life experiences, I think they're trying to reconcile, like, what is your real interest? You know, like, I'm not saying culture virtue, that's not a word I use. I try to defend you. But it's like, what is the interest? Because the impact of somebody like you with such a massive platform wearing a Jaybo EBK shirt and then having a Haiti baby on. I know for me, I can understand we're just a platform. Like, that's why I say Hollywood Unlocked, we're just a platform. But you know the streets, I know the streets. They are everybody who wants to make it, they want to be on No Jumper. They want to be on Hollywood Unlocked. And they will do whatever it takes to get there. And then when they go home, they don't have the security that we got outside. They don't have the top flight people to make sure we get. They got to go home and get caught up at the market trying to get some bread for their grandma, and then they get killed.
My interest comes primarily from the music, and then the street stuff is kind of like an extension of that.
Got it.
So, you know, it would be tough to figure out how to contextualize or make an interview interesting with just like a random gang member. But when you start with somebody like Jaybo, who's got a huge following and videos with millions of views and stuff, then, you know, you do an interview with him, you got to kind of touch on some of the content that they put out there.
What kind of case he got?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with the details of it. But I know I think he just has a year.
Yeah, I think he'll be home soon.
You know, he has a deal with Empire, so I'm sure between him and Ghazi, they can figure out how to make this thing a thing. But I can tell you, if he continues to do what's happening in Stockton, I don't know how long that will last, because those people are already figuring it out.
He's on the radar.
Yeah, he on the radar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's on the radar. So it's not even just you got the streets. It's so in the music, and you know, people get in the comments and, oh, I saw this, and you know, they're not stupid people. You know, the one thing that I'll say, even back home with me, I don't drive in Stockton. I get driven around. Why? Not because I'm rich, because I'm not getting an indictment. I'm not getting pulled over. I know the games these people play. You're not getting me for nothing.
Gotcha.
I funded my own campaign. I don't want your money. I'm deep in the community with the people. Stay the fuck over there, because I know what the game is. D.L. Hughley came on my show and he said, when he got off there, he said, be careful, you know they're going to try to get you an indictment. How do they think that they would get me for an indictment when these rappers are rapping all this shit and think they're not going to get one?
But you think that, like, your political opposition in Stockton would be willing to use dirty tricks like that?
These people have already tried it.
Really?
They've went, here's the deal. In my campaign, the only thing they can really use against me, okay, his show, he talks about sex. Who gives a Nobody cares about that. Oh, he hangs with, Blueface came up. He interviews Blueface and Krishan and the EBKs and the Haiti babies. They're talking to your children every day. Your kids are on TikTok saying, what is Blueface? When does Blueface come home? July 3rd is in everybody's calendar.
Oh, really?
It's in mine.
It's a fact.
July
But I'm
3rd,
just saying, people know. Wack, as soon as I interview Wack, everybody from back home, oh my God, we got to get Wack to Stockton. They literally called me and said, we need to bring Wack to Stockton because of what he represents, not from where he's been, because he's been where they've been, but also he's mastered the business that they all want to be a part of. And so now I'm looking at it like, you know what? I'm loving this whole discovery of the fact that politicians, so my op, the stuff they've used against me is not going to work. It's not going to work because guess what? Every day they try to put up a new video of my campaign or my email or not my email, but my campaign or an interview I've done. Somebody gets killed in the community, and you know what I do? Go right to Facebook and say another 10-year-old shot in the car, a 16-year-old murder going to the store, another 16-year-old. Oh, somebody's mother just got killed. It's literally happened almost every day.
What could you actually do that would make a difference in terms of the current state of affairs with all these random people getting killed?
I'm already doing it. The first thing is, again, crime is not just because people wake up and want to go kill people. If I get a piece of meat and throw it on the ground and have 2 starving dogs enter the room, they're going to kill each other for that meat. That's what they're doing in my community. Why is there more liquor stores and smoke shops in my hood and there's no healthy grocery store? Why can't you go to a clinic in South Stockton? You got to go all the way out north. Why? Because they put everything on the good side of town when I know the most rich part of our city comes from South Stockton.
But if I'm a guy who runs Whole Foods and I see
What
that
is Whole
there's
Foods in Stockton?
But no, but I'm saying, like, if I run a chain of healthy grocery stores and there's money to be made by opening one up in a bad neighborhood, then I would probably want to do it, right? Like, if they aren't opening, it's probably because it doesn't make any sense and they don't think they can turn a profit, right?
If you wake up every day and everything around you tells you that nothing makes sense, then you start to buy into that shit. There is a strategic oppression happening in my city, in most cities of color who look like that where I come from. There's no reason why somebody like me who grew up, when I say dirt poor, I ain't not even dirt poor, lived in a 2-bedroom cockroach infested apartment with a drug addicted single mother who was a prostitute. And in spite of all that, foster care shootings, all this and that, molested, I still made it out. So you can't tell me that there's not rich soil in that hood. But you've conditioned people to believe, just go out north and get food. Just go out north to the clinic. Why is that acceptable? The shit that happens in Stockton, if it happened in LA, they burn this motherfucker down.
How are you going to incentivize, healthy grocery stores to want to open up?
It ain't even just about the grocery stores. It's like how he went to that park where the pool was empty and the dead dogs, right? It's about bringing that side, just the community as a whole, overall, back up. So it's someplace a person might want to go.
I brought Tiffany Haddish in. We flew in. She saw the spot. I found the guy who owns the open land. I brought in recently a guy named Mark Fawcett that the governor appointed, who's managing a $6.3 billion fund in the state that they have to allocate by November. We had a whole system meeting with the county office of ed, the county, the city. We met with CBOs, a whole bunch of community leaders, about 40 people in the room, to talk about how we actually put plans together. Tiffany's committed. I'm on the board of Diaspora Groceries, where she's building one in South LA. We talked about the second site being in Stockton. We found the location. And so we're having real conversations about it. So again, it's not performative where we have the idea that we could do it, because I truly believe anything I want, I can do it. I've done it. So like anybody, I have any relationship I wanted, I've manifested it. And the things that I haven't gotten is because I really feel like God be like, nah, that ain't for you. We're going to get something else.
No, because for sure, like at this point in my life, when I do go to, lower income areas, it can be kind of shocking of like, oh, it's like fried chicken and Chinese food are like the two fucking food options.
Right.
It's a sad state of affairs. I just wonder, like when you say like, oh, there's all these liquor stores and smoke shops, it's like, I believe for sure that if I was in the business of opening liquor stores, I could probably open a profitable liquor store in the hood in Stockton. How do you convince a Whole Foods franchisee to open up there?
So it's not a Whole Foods, because Whole Foods doesn't cater condiments for black colored people. They do it for white people. Okay, Diaspora Groceries, what Tiffany is building, is actually about black farmers, black ingredients, things that help enrich the community that look like us. So that's number one, but also teaching like cooking classes and all those different things. She has a great concept, and now we're talking to people with the money. The one thing I will say is that I went back, and when it really started getting hot was when I said, I'm shutting down this liquor store. I'm shutting down every smoke shop near a school. Any smoke shop, liquor store within a 2-mile radius of a school is going away. I've said that.
But what's happening as a result of that? Are the kids going to the smoke shops? They shouldn't be allowed in there anyway, right?
Yeah, of course, because they're dealing drugs out the smoke shops. They just did a whole raid the other day because I've been putting the police department and the city under pressure about all of these different shootings and robberies have been happening at this one location. They went and cleaned it up the other day, but it's going to get right back. There's no consistent plan. Again, alleviating crime is not just go lock everybody up, because I remember when my brothers got locked up, they did their time, got out, and went right back to the streets. You got to provide opportunity. You got to be able to go and partner with them. So back to your original question, like, what is the plan? It ain't just sitting with the DA and the police, because they don't have the plan. It's going deep into the community and figuring out how we work together. Now, those that choose not to, I'm sorry, but not sorry. You're probably going to get fucked up, because I'm not going to put my name on something and say that I really want to see change. So my niece and nephew can live in a community where they don't have to think about getting shot like I did, or all my friends did. It's crazy. Me and all my brothers sit around. We all been shot except for one. Like, oh, you got shot twice, yeah. Oh, you got shot once. You got shot twice. No, I got shot 3 times. I mean, that's not a conversation we should be having, but it's the one that's happening right now in our community. And my op, she's just, her name is Kimberly Wormsley. She's just absent. She don't go to nothing. She's not out there doing the work. And this woman is a social worker. So I just feel like, again, it's a huge sacrifice. I'm grateful to people like Wack. I'm grateful to people like Rihanna. I'm grateful to people like Cardi, who actually call and say, hey, what can I do to help? Wack called me like, what can I do to help? That gave me energy at a time when I was going home like, getting attacked, like, why are you back? You're an outsider, from some of the establishment. where it was like, yo, I'm coming back with resources. Oh, I'm coming back with, I'm having these workshops for hundreds of kids. Now people are like, yo, why we ain't had this? So now I'm inoculating with, why haven't you had it? All these people been here.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Your homosexuality is potentially a liability given the racial breakdown.
Hold on. I got this.
Well, because traditionally you think
That's crazy.
primarily. I'm not saying my opinion, Wack, you dumbass. I'm saying what the assumption would be.
You are homosexual too.
When I say devil's advocate, what do you think I'm saying, you dumbass?
Bisexual.
Wait, are you bisexual?
No.
He bisexual.
Well, I know your team.
But see, look, this is who you're sitting next to.
No.
He is a homophobe.
No, he's not a homophobe.
No, not.
He's not a homophobe.
Andy Zesty.
No,
you go.
All my followers know he's not a homophobe. But here's the deal, right? Speaking of homophobia, no, let's back up. The one thing they tried to do in my campaign was I did a forum, and the guy goes, I don't know what he's going to do to fix crime. His boyfriend's a Crip. I'm not dating a Crip. I talk sometimes on my show about, the people that I'm talking to, and I named one of them Crip Bay. I thought it was funny. People took that and ran with it, reminded me how powerful my voice is. Cool. I'm single. I'm talking to somebody now, but I'm not.
That's bad.
You don't like Crip Bay?
Crip Bay.
Crip Bay. It was funny.
That is bad.
It was funny.
That's what he tried to get Blueface to change his name to when he started managing him.
It was funny. But you know what I respect about Wack and Blueface though? Like, my sexuality should never be a topic with anybody I'm not fucking. Because unless I'm fucking you, unless you have some like deep thought about me fucking you, why are you worried about it? I don't walk around and say I'm fucking this one. I don't post nobody I'm dating. That is a private part of my life that I choose to keep that way only because it just doesn't enrich anything. It's just who I love. When I love somebody enough to share with the world, then I will. But then I know sharing something with the world, because you share with the world, you invite people into your business. I don't want people in that part of my business because I do have triggers. And as much as I'm buttoned up and as much as I do what I do every day, there are times where you can pull a trigger. And I don't want my triggers to be pulled because I am going to protect me and my family. Now, they did try it during the campaign. They attacked my family. I had never seen no shit where, like, politicians, they do that.
Yeah.
Man, they were attacking my cousins, people they attacked my family in a way that I had never seen. But thank God my family, they rolling with me. They in my campaign, but they were getting attacked. They tried to do the Crip Bay thing. They posted a picture of me kissing somebody, but, it's a different world right now. Younger people are not worried about who dating who and whatever. So,
I'd rather have the person from the community in office
He means the gay community.
that's trying to make a change than a straight person who don't give a
Right.
It's all about what that individual, that person, what can they do? What are their plans? That's what it comes down to. Jason, what's your plan? What's this? And then they ask the young lady same thing. If he's outrunning her on what it is that he wants to do and what he's actually doing, what does the rest have to do with it?
And honestly, who I'm dating doesn't matter. Who I'm talking to now is not going to be out there feeding the homeless with me. This is not a Barack and Michelle story. This is Jason Lee. This is my community. I am not, it's not even a topic. But at the same time, the person I'm talking to has been to Stockton, has met people. My family knows them. But again, nobody back home that matters to me is talking about that. The people that don't matter to me are the people that I'm running against. I'm running against, just to kind of put it in perspective, I'm running against an entire establishment of people who've been there in the community for decades, who've had the hold on the political power, and they're losing it. I beat out...
Drain the swamp.
I beat out 5 people in my district badly.
How's he pausing me?
Because he knows you're overly gay.
Drain the swamp was a Donald Trump slogan meant to say that he was going to clear out the established bureaucracy from Washington.
But he's also clearing out democracy. But here's the deal, right?
In general.
I am meeting with Republicans. This is a nonpartisan race. Republican women they come up to me and say, hey man, I'm a Republican. I said, don't apologize for that because there's conservative views that I have. There's definitely liberal views, and I believe in democracy, but I also believe that people are fucking tired of this ping pong political game that we're all in. Like, people just want like to have a real good lived experience, and the shit comes with a price depending on what side you're on. I'm talking to everybody. I'm doing Zumba with the Filipino ladies. I'm out on Cinco de Mayo dancing with the Latinos. I'm gonna be at Juneteenth with my brothers. I'm over here with I advocated for the city to raise the pride flag. They've never done it during Pride. They raised it. I'm fighting with the mayor right now about providing translation for the Latinos because they refuse. So I told them I'm gonna go out there and tell everybody you don't like Mexicans.
Wait, translation on what?
Like to go to City Hall and talk to the government or to understand shit, there's nobody translating for people.
They don't know what they're saying.
And it's a community where 45% of the community is Latino. Like,
How they gonna vote? How they gonna vote? How they gonna know
It's
what's going
strategic
on?
oppression. We had a serial killer there. He was out killing more Latinos than anything, and there's nobody. First of all, they tried to hide it. Then when they got caught, they was all on CNN and everything, not even translating to the community that was being targeted.
Wait, how many people did the serial killer kill? And it was all in Stockton?
I want to say like 18.
Really?
I think it was a large group, 8 or 18. I remember there was 8. I don't remember the full number. I'd have to Google
And
it.
they wasn't communicating it to the Hispanics.
Really?
They reported in English.
Because this is an invisible backbone to the city that they want to keep that way. Why would you want to educate 45% of the city on what the fuck you're doing wrong so they can get registered to vote or learn how to get registered to vote or go get their kids registered to vote so they can vote your ass out? They're preying, Preying, preying on the disillusion of rights and the complacency and apathy that these voters have. I'm back saying, hold on a minute. Oh, we gonna do pedals for peace? Let me see if NLE Chopper could pull up. Oh wait, we gonna do what? I'm calling every relationship I can that can actually be the creative bait to pull them into my messaging, and it's working. The
cool.
church community tried me, said I wasn't welcome. Guess what I did? Flew Leandria from Atlanta, walked in the MLK event, not tell them she was there, gave her the mic, she blew the house down and walked out. Wow. That's what we're doing.
But what do you think it says that on YouTube there are so many people who are clearly infatuated, myself at least a little bit too, with what's going on in the streets out there? It's like kind of like the problem that Chicago had 10 years ago or whatever of like, you know, people are more interested in the gangs and the crime in Stockton than in almost anything else.
I think there's people infatuated with pedophilia. I think people should check their infatuations.
It's all about who you talking to.
I think people should really understand and I say this from the heart, right? I think people should really understand the impact that infatuation brings. When I talk to kids and they talk to me about a rapper, it's like, can you fucking read? Talk to me about, can you read? Because that rapper ain't gonna write your resume for you. That rapper is not going to get you a fucking job.
But you can't hold it against people that they're fans of this music, right?
I can hold it. We all play a part in it to some degree, so we have to just check our own involvement. For me, I've brought in my reporting at Hollywood Unlocked. I will talk about the shit in a way that I never talked about it before. I try to lay it all out there, but ultimately, like, yeah, if I'm interviewing a rapper, if my infatuation with that rapper is the details of the music and how'd you kill him and who'd you kill him and why'd you kill him and well, are you going to kill somebody else? That's different than who are you? I interviewed Charleston White recently. I didn't want to talk about all the shit that he does on the internet because he already did that. I saw an image of him one day talking some real shit, and I was like, I got to get to the heart of that. And what my people are interested in is who the heart of the people are. The people back home right now in Stockton are talking about your interview on my show because like we got into some real shit. And you know, it's not that other shit's not real because that is a real thing too, right? But then it goes back into the whole should.
But Jason, you got to remember, I come from what they're going through.
Yeah.
So they're looking at me saying, wait, he comes from that. He went through what he went through because of that. And then this is what he's doing today. Yeah. So yeah, I get it.
But it doesn't mean that you don't get pulled back into it because you still go, you still be into some shit sometimes. You stand on what you believe in. It doesn't, being a productive part of your community and caring about people doesn't mean that you can have a bad day or you can check somebody, because I'm still going to be me. I'm just being much more aware now of how I'm using my platform and who I'm talking to. But I still go there sometimes.
Question, why did you stop working with Kanye?
Well, I was very public about that. You know, I am pro Black Lives Matter, and that doesn't mean that I don't like white people or any other people. I just feel like our lives have not mattered enough, and so I believe in Black Lives Matter. I don't believe saying that Hitler is a hero or Putin is a hero, because clearly if you look at history, they're not. And I loved Ye enough to not be a yes man. I'm not nobody's yes man. When Wack introduced me to Kanye, it wasn't because he thought I was going to go over there and roll over and do whatever Kanye wanted. Kanye, see, he probably won't say it, but I'm going to say it. One day Kanye wanted to put out these posters of Pete Davidson has AIDS.
I helped stop that shit.
Did you ever talk about this?
I've never talked about it.
It didn't happen because of him. And when it came to me, I reinforced it can't happen. Why? Because
he did say something like that at one point, didn't he?
No, but he said he had a whole operation.
No, you ain't understanding. It was a huge.
I mean, you're really asking for a lawsuit if you say that somebody has AIDS who demonstrably does not have AIDS, right?
He's being sued by Gap. He's being sued. He's not worried about that.
It was a whole operation.
It was
It was like 100 of the billboards, 500 people walking around with the.
See, so Wack ain't gonna come right out and put that up.
That's a hell of a way to react to somebody fucking your ex-wife.
But my point, well, no. Pete Davidson wasn't just fucking his ex-wife. He was taking pictures in bed with her, sending pictures in her bed saying, I'm in bed fucking your wife. He was riding around on golf carts with Kanye's kids on his lap, tattooing their names on
performatively fucking his ex-wife.
It was a death wish. And he's lucky the only concept that Ye could come up with was that. Now, Wack's not going to throw his business out there, but Wack stopped that. And so that's the grace that he doesn't get credit for. That's the grace that I won't get credit for. But the thing about it is I love Kanye.
But how much credit can you really give someone for toning down somebody's insanity like that? Like you chose to work with someone who's capable of this insane behavior, right?
The point. Not only did I stop it, right, but upon me stopping it, I reinforce it. Jason, you're going to get this call.
Yeah.
This can't happen.
Yep.
Right? It's a whole lot of shit I stopped.
Why did you do it, though? You're standing on business for Pete Davidson? Or are you just looking out for Kanye's best interest?
One, that didn't make sense for him to do legally, financially.
Right.
And three, I was like, yo, bro, the more if you show it's with you, he's going to keep going. I said it's going to phase out.
What does that even say about his inner circle that idea was even in the ether? Like if I brought an idea like that up my fucking team, there's multiple people that would be like, Adam,
well, I think
that's what we did. Stopped it.
I think every man needs to stand on his own. He made that decision. His inner team, as you call it, actually gave him the right direction not to. He didn't. He ended up putting it in the song with The Game where we went to the video set and he cut off his head. He made it into art. He made it a little figure. That even went viral. But you know what? Here's the deal. Ye is, in many ways, such a cultural icon that we're still talking about him today, even in the midst of this cancellation for the 15th time. I left because I just fundamentally was not aligned with him anymore. And I didn't have the influence in the situation where you gonna go out there and act and people think I'm behind it. Because again, head of media and you're online blowing up the internet all day, people started to believe that was something that I was a part of. Now, do I understand the frustration with Pete Davidson? Hell yeah, because I look at it as just any man whose child is sitting on another man's lap and name is now tattooed on their neck, rolling around with them in a house that you built that you can't get access to, and then saying I'm in bed with your wife. I mean,
he said that to Kanye after Kanye was texting him a bunch of crazy shit, right? He responded with the selfie with her.
No. It started with.
He didn't start it with.
No, he started the shit. You didn't see the messages that was coming straight to Ye's phone.
That's our
right? So that and Jason, there's a whole lot of other shit.
Yeah.
That time is like we were placed in his world for a reason.
Wack putting me there was to help. I know the media landscape in and out. I know how it operates. I know who pushed the buttons, how to push. I know how it goes. I know all the players. That was to help him. And I think when he was listening, when he decided that he wanted to listen to the Candace Owens's or the Milos and all that other shit, that was his decision. So I decided to leave. But what I love about him is he called me and he said, look, if you feel that you're not on the same page with me and you want to leave, I understand. It was a real conversation, respectful conversation. And he let me leave. I still made all the money everything he committed, he did. So, I didn't have no issue with it.
And when I tell you I put him there, I called over the phone. Man, we was at Chalice, and you were just opening up your office studio. And I set that up. I said, you know what? We going to Craig's tonight. Pull up, right? So we went to Craig's. I'm sitting on the side of Kanye. We in that back room, the table. Jason walks in. I said, there goes Jason right there. Jason, come here. I got up out my seat because I'm sitting on the side of Ye. Jason, you sit here. I went to the opposite end. I stayed about 5 more minutes, made sure they was engaging, and I disappeared. And that's how it started. Because you can't, when you putting people in position, he tell you, I don't give a fuck about it. If I'm putting you in position, I'm going to put you in position. I'm going to get out the way. I want you to develop your own relationship with this person, because if my relationship goes sour, at least I have a relationship there. Mm-hmm. And they did a whole lot of things.
Now,
and
I'll tell you where I pissed him off, though. I never said this. I did piss him off. Okay, so when I took the role, we did a whole agreement, of course, and all that, because I was like, yo, you got all these people running around here working for you without compensation, putting in there. I ain't do it. I'm a business. If you want me to do whatever, I'm going to do it. So he did that. He handled all the business. But what he didn't want to do is, Ye never wants to put out to the press who's moving stuff behind the scenes, because he wants it all to be him. And I said, no. In order for me to have the influence over the brand's partnerships, because what I really wanted to get to was all these brands who were using this black man to make billions of dollars, but weren't pouring anything back into his community. Met with Adidas. How much money did Kanye make y'all? $3 billion. How much is in the marketing budget? Well, we don't really have a marketing budget.
But so you left the team around the time that all those brands stopped with him.
No,
I left before that. I left right before that.
Right.
But my point
You
is,
saw the writing on the wall.
my point is that when Ye didn't want to put out, we had a contract with the title and all that, right? Somebody in the team who was trying to figure out how to get me out because I had so much influence over him leaked what my role is. So it started coming out like, oh, Jason is involved with his publicist. So we put out what the press release was on what it was. And we had then now the direct relationship with the brands. Then what started happening is all the brands started bringing in people to get next to Ye to talk him out of having his team involved with his deals. And it was an interesting thing, but he was upset that we had cleaned it up, because now it built an accountability for him to lean on the right people. And ultimately he did. But no, I left because, all life matters. Oh, the Putin, the Nazi shit, that shit just was a distraction.
You ever kick it with Nick Fuentes over there?
Nick Fuentes? Who's that?
Little like Nazi buddy. He was hanging out for a little bit.
I don't mix like that.
They kind of came around after. What about, are you team Yes Jules or team Milo when it comes to the Kanye operation?
I'm team neither.
You don't think, support either?
No, I mean, I think, Yes Jules, here's the deal. The culture has to stop leaning on the Yes Jules and the Michael Rubins for validating shit. Like, there's this desire for white validation that's happening right now. If he's pushing diapers that are the best quality diapers to our community, why is it that you'll find Travis Scott over there bumping and grinding with Michael Rubin at an all-white party, but you won't see him pushing shit that's important for our communities? These motherfucking rappers nowadays have just sold their souls.
You mean Lil Baby?
Whoever. They're all the same to me. The last time I saw Lil Baby and Travis Scott was at a Michael Rubin party. And you know what? Travis Scott turned to me and said, man, we need you to save us, man. This is when I was working with you. We need you to save us out here, man. How the fuck can I save you when y'all don't pull up? Y'all motherfuckers are running anything that doesn't look like you. Well, except for that festival where all those people died. And then the white people wanted to cancel you, and it was black people to help bring you back. I've said this to
That's a fact
too. These motherfuckers, the new slave that Ye, I think, talked about are a lot of these rappers who are and artists in the industry who are sucked into this ecosystem of gotta tap dance for your money, for your food. You gotta dance for your dish. I don't respect those people, and I think Ye didn't. I think his frustration came out differently than mine would or his would. It's that he came out in the very
from my perspective, Lil Baby or Travis Scott, like, they don't really need to deal with white people to do business at all. I would think that their fascination with something like those white parties is really kind of a lark. Like, this is a fun flirtation with high society to them.
They definitely.
So I find it kind of strange that people villainize it so much.
No.
Because that's like a once in a blue moon type thing for these types of dudes, right?
Those type of people. But what he's saying is you can go in those situations, and then when it gets rocky and rough, you run back to your people for support. But then you may not support your people when they have the same situations as those white people. He does a lot of brunches and dinners and
award
shows, award shows,
My
right?
talk show. Like,
so if he was doing them, the names you're mentioning, right? People lining up, we're there. When he calls on people, it's a headache. What you got for me?
Yeah.
I'm busy. I can only be there 30 minutes. So that's what he's saying.
So like, I'll use Tyga as an example. Tyga and Travis and AE and them got in that fight over there in Cannes. So we put a story up. I get a message from Tyga. And now I'm in the three-way with AE and Tyga. And I've known AE for probably 12 years. And
What are they going to say when everybody was reporting on that shit?
My point is that why are we talking when conflict is happening and you're not pulling up when it ain't?
But what, they want you to take the article down?
No, I think it's just providing clarity. But my point
Okay.
is that you're teaching people how to treat you by how you engage. If you only show up when I write a story you don't like, why aren't you showing up when we want to honor you? If, but you'll run over there to that Michael Rubin party that bit because what? Because the billionaire gonna pay you to be there. I mean, if that's, I remember back in the day when niggas were hired to go and entertain white folks when we couldn't eat in the same restaurants or sit in the same seats or be like that. It's the new slave shit. And look, they don't want to believe that they are that, but what are you? You're a slave to the brands that's endorsing you. You're a slave to the person who, I mean, it's the new thing. It's so, I had a call today with Robert Smith. You know who that is?
No.
Robert Smith is the richest black man in the country. He's the richest black billionaire in the country, Robert Smith from Vista Capital. All Robert ever talks to me about is how do we get celebrities to amplify consciousness? How do we push the culture? How do we maintain the culture? How do we, and he paid off all those students' debt at that college that he spoke to. He's out here really doing the work. If he had a white party, would they all pull up for him? Probably not. Why? I ask him why. That's why I don't have a lot of respect for a lot of these rappers. Because they talking that shit, but where are you where the people need you? Like, I'm in the hood talking to parents in tents with their kids and shit, but how many of them are going back and giving back to their community? I remember back in the day when Suge was, he as much as they said what he was saying in the streets, he was pulling up to that store parking lot with flatbeds of toys, food, and it was more stuff than we could even get. And all his artists had to get out there and hand it out. Where is all that shit now? I don't know where that shit is anymore. Maybe it's happening. I don't know. I don't see it.
It's and it is everybody for themselves. Right?
It is. That's the only way to describe it. I went to a Michael Rubin party. It's fun. It is fun. Everybody in white.
Yeah, it sounds like a great party.
It is.
From all
I went one time, and I've had my experience.
Okay,
I'm good.
Really?
There was nothing there for what?
So like some Diddy type shit.
Diddy white parties weren't the Diddy. I'm afraid to even.
We ain't talking about no white party.
You're afraid to acknowledge you've been to the Diddy parties.
No, I'm not afraid of it. I've been to the Diddy white parties. I've been to Diddy's birthday parties. I wasn't at Diddy after dark.
People act like I'm crazy when I say, I would have gone to the Diddy party. Because number one, up until a couple months ago, it did not have this reputation that there was all this seedy stuff happening.
No. It always had the reputation.
Really?
That's a fact. What?
Really?
You don't notice how?
I mean, I just have never heard that.
And your homosexuality radar is much more sensitive than most people.
What do you mean homosexuality?
You're like really concerned with making sure that you're not accidentally pulling up on a gay orgy.
Who's talking about homosexual?
He's trying to mix in.
I'm not talking about
that Diddy had
homosexuality. Right?
Zestiness, whatever you want to call it.
No, it's just the party, right? It gets to a certain time at his parties where if you showed up there at 11 o'clock, by 3 o'clock, you're probably not remembering how you showed up at 11 o'clock.
When you go to a big fancy celebrity party, to the limited extent that I've done this, I would assume the freak-offs are taking place in, the master bedroom, in a different nook of this. Like the part where everybody else is.
No master bedroom.
The last time I saw you was at French's house.
I know, and I assume there were some freak-offs taking place, but it was out of the line of sight of the average person at the party.
But see, when you go to Diddy's party, let me say this. Maybe there's different access. I'm in the backyard. I don't go in the house.
Right.
Wait. What have you always heard me say?
What?
We don't leave the backyard.
Yeah, I say in the backyard.
We don't go in the house.
But up until a couple months ago, if Diddy had come up to me and said, "Hey, we got to go in back. I'm going to show you something,"
Well,
I would have said, "Let's go, Puff, yeah."
But and then what if it had showed you something?
In all fairness, let me say
Might
this.
have to take a look.
In all fairness, all fairness.
Not if there's any like unwilling participants or anything, but you know, if he said, "Hey, check this out," I'm gonna say, "Oh shit."
In all fairness, I have been in the house when the parties have been happening, like not in the back rooms or like that, and I've not seen anything crazy.
Right.
I can't find it on my Snapchat, but I do have a video where Cassie and everybody just dancing, having a great time. I don't know what was going on in that house.
First of all, in Diddy's defense, I've never seen or heard of anybody being manipulated or forced to do shit. If you pulled up,
never heard that either.
You pulled up for your reasons.
Now, I had a friend who told me years ago, like 3 years ago, we were literally having dinner in New York. And he goes, "Hey, man," because he used to be a Sean John model. I'm like, "Yo, so, you know, we were talking about modeling, the modeling industry, and we used to do this thing where we would get together. He's straight, I'm gay. We would get together with a small group of us, and we would just eat and just gossip. It really is what it was." And he said, "Man, I've seen the craziest shit in this game, bro." He goes, "One time, I was chilling, and I got a call that Puff wanted me to come over. This is all allegedly. He says 3 years ago. Wanted me to come over, pull up. I pulled up, and he wanted me to like play with Cassie's pussy and this, and this. And he would sit there and film it, and he was playing with himself. And in my mind, you know what I said? You're a clout chasing, lying, manipulative. Oh my God, I can't trust. I literally stopped hanging out with him.
Believe all victims.
No, I literally. No.
Not all, but.
But was he a victim?
No, he was consenting. So that's what I'm saying to your point.
Yeah, if Puff calls me, I want you to fuck this hot ass chick. Okay.
This is all allegedly, but at the time when he said it, I really thought he was just crazy being a clout chaser.
That's his thing, though.
And then full circle, I had to call him. I went back to New York for something. I pulled up on him and I said, "I'm sorry." Because what he said lined up.
Can I ask you a question? This is real shit.
Because that's the exact shit from her lawsuit, yeah. Right.
Adam, actually, both of y'all, I think y'all, like, everybody has their thing, whatever it is. If Diddy's thing is to get willing participants to fuck his girl or whoever it may be while he watches, that's his thing.
And it's not.
You can have your personal opinion about it. There's other people out there that's their thing. You have your thing, right? You do porn, that's your thing, right? So I don't look at Diddy like, I don't say he's a weirdo, right?
Well, it's all the other stuff that makes him a weirdo, right?
I will say the overly abusive shit.
Yeah, the abusive stuff, yeah.
I don't got nothing to say about whatever the fuck he was doing with willing participants. I don't give long as they're of age and they're willing.
Yeah.
I don't care, right? That's his thing.
And not being like force-fed hard drugs at the party.
Wait, no. Because some people come in and say, "Where's the drugs? Right. We're going to get lit and we're going to kick this shit off," right? But when it comes to the abuse, right? When it comes to the abuse, that shit that I saw was kind of crazy.
And I think the fact that the one thing where I think he lost me was, because at first I was very much saying like, yo, I have never seen it because I just haven't. And I'm not saying that I don't believe victims, because I do. I've had sisters who've been a victim or survivor of domestic violence, right? But let's keep it real. Everybody out here saying something happened to him has not had something happen to him.
Right.
I think right now, especially like the minute somebody sees a gate open or a window open, man, that dogpiling starts happening. And this is the new game. I'm going to find an attorney who's willing to work with me to do this. I'm going to find a journalist who's going to write the story. I'm going to file everything I want to say in a lawsuit. And then I'm going to, once it's filed, we all pull it up and then we all put it out. Whether it's true or not, you can't sue the person because they didn't say it. The TMZ put it out. The No Jumper put it out. The Hollywood Unlocked put it out. But they have free press. They have a responsibility to provide an insight on what's happening. So that's the new bag. You can't get the person who filed the complaint. Now they want $1 million. You pay them, they settle and release statements, and it's all confidential. They got the bag. The attorney got the bag. You got and we all ate it and kept pushing it on social media. This shit is crazy. And I didn't know it was happening until it happened to Tiffany Haddish. That's when I said, yo, I got on with that reporter. I got on with that lawyer. I filmed my conversations with him. I put a Wack. And then I put that shit out.
Wait, okay. What was this about? Oh, in terms of the old comedy videos that she did with Ari Spears, right? Okay.
Now, you've been on the internet for years. You don't remember Funny or Die?
Oh, I do.
The craziest, dumbest, reckless shit that them folks had put up. We live in a world now where everybody's sensitive. It was a distasteful, stupid-ass video that she even tried to stop. But it came out, and even though she was helping the family as friends or whatever behind the scenes, because she wouldn't do more for them, they said, like, yo, look, why are you putting these people in a comedy special and not me? Like, if you don't help me, then I got to go get the bag. She told me this before it even came out.
Her and Ari Spears did some comedy videos for this site back in the day, just for people who are wondering, and at least in a couple of them, the theme of it was like child sexual shit. They were making jokes associated with that.
Her kid off to the babysitter, and the babysitter was taking advantage of the kid.
Probably not a skit that almost anybody would attempt at this point in time, but at that time, it was genuinely thought to be funny, I think, on the internet. Well, but didn't they not put it out at the time? Or did they? And then it got deleted later on.
He went to put it out, and when she saw the final cut, she said, "Nah, that shit, I didn't see that. Nah, we're not putting that out." So they stopped it she got them to stop it, but then it came back out.
But if you read the lawsuit or the articles that were posted about the lawsuit, you would have thought that Ari Spears and Tiffany Haddish were abusing children together.
Exactly, because social media has no guardrails. And then on top of it, the crazy part is the mother of the kid was dropping the kid off to do the scenes. And then on top of it, Tiffany's whole thing, and everybody that knows Tiffany, and I hope she don't get mad that I'm bringing this up, and it's probably the most disappointing thing I've seen happen in the industry because I know her heart. She's a beautiful human being. She loves everybody, and she really is. She survived a lot of things. She tried to protect the story from spreading because of the kid. Because now we see the kid. Now we find the kids. You know, the internet, once you say something, now people want to dig up who's the kid. She was thinking about the kid's mental health, and so when I put the video out, catching this attorney and the Rolling Stone person who's the same one writing about Diddy, same one writing about T.I., same one writing about Nicki Minaj's husband. It's the same person. When you start seeing same group, same attorney and journalist. When you start seeing it, you're like, hold on. So when I saw it, I recorded it and I put it out. And I went hard on his ass because I felt like he had used me to go after Nicki's husband, and I felt like I had gotten pulled into it. Once I saw what it was, I'm like, yeah, man, fuck that. So the first attorney and the first thing to come out was this story and that attorney. So at first I was like, yo, I don't know what this Puff shit is about because every time I've been around, I ain't seen the weird shit. I've seen Beyonce over there. I've seen Jay over there. I've seen Nas over there.
It's not like, bro, his whole party is that. People that want to participate.
His whole white party was at Prince's house. This is how like deep the shit going.
People that want to participate.
If the parties were that crazy, like if there was really up shit happening in front of everybody, then we all would have known about this 10 years ago. You know, there's a reason why it's like slowly crept out over the years. It's because he was trying to keep his nasty shit secret.
But everybody got their nasty shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's his thing.
And if the extent of the nastiness was doing a bunch of drugs and fucking a bunch of girls and maybe having some dudes involved, then whatever. But I mean, obviously,
that's the beginning of time.
A very different narrative has been painted. I would probably not feel so strongly about it if I hadn't seen the interviews with the two different heads of security, Gene Deal and the other guy who Vlad's interviewing right now.
Gene's full of shit. I know Gene. He worked for K-Slave for $250 a day. You went from working with Puffy to working for K-Slave for $250. It's a fact. He would pick up our models and shit. Straight Stunt magazine era. Gene is mad because Puffy wouldn't pay for his friend's funeral.
I don't know. Okay.
But he got mad. The shit he says, let's be real. Let's fucking be real. You got security, right? When you go in there to negotiate a fucking deal, right? Is your security sitting at the goddamn table with you, or is he outside the door?
He's outside.
The shit he talks about, all the big publishing deal you negotiate, bro, you're not in that room. You're outside the room. Like, so a lot of shit he says, and like social media, anybody can say it. Adam, you know, if you want to wake up tomorrow and say some outlandish shit about me, right? It's going to be believed before it's not.
Right. And the closer you are to the person, people are going to believe it even more. Like when you were walking down the street with that boy and everybody said you were gay, I knew that shit was fake. When my team sent me that, I was like, man, I ain't fucking with Adam. Don't post that. It's bullshit. Then when you did it, you this, that, whatever, I was watching it all play out, but I was watching the internet eat it up. Like he knew he was gay. Like,
But that's why he did it.
I'm surprised I didn't send it to you directly.
But guess what? Well, because you wanted me to be in on the bullshit. I'm like, man.
Like I sent it to Ack, and then he just proceeded to ignore it and act as if I didn't send it to it, and he acted as if he wasn't really sure if it was real or not.
We ignored it, but then because you were playing along so well, I was like, just put the shit up, man. Fuck it. Adam wants to be gay today. Just let him be gay. But the point of what you show people is how stupid the internet is. I know it because I'm in that shit. I can go and say anything right now and people will believe it. The queen is dead. Nah, she was dead. I'm just saying, you can say
But
I got
that
it wrong.
actually came from someplace.
But that had China calling, India calling, Japan calling, the whole world fucking called. And it's because of who I built myself up.
Well, they really
Jason
turned you
Lee
into a
from
villain with that
Stockton
one, yeah.
announced the queen was dead.
And they acted like he was Satan himself.
And the
for
whole
saying
month,
that.
listen, everybody was on it.
But she wasn't really reported dead for like 2 weeks or something, right?
Well, we didn't see her after I reported it. She died 2 to 3 months later, allegedly.
Oh, okay.
But nobody ever seen her.
Yeah.
You've never seen her.
I wasn't looking for her.
But the point
I barely know what she looks like.
The point about the internet was scary.
That's crazy.
Right? Here's the scariest part if you go back to it. Like, Puff got kids, right? Quincy and Christian love Kim Porter. You think you still hang around your dad who killed your mom?
You really think he killed her?
That's what the internet is saying. That's what I'm
weird.
saying, right? That's what these conspiracy.
they're saying that
the security guard you just brought up said that he was beating on her. And
they got one. The old man died. The other dude did the autopsy.
Harrell, right?
No, the people doing the autopsy. He died. One came back. It was this. One came back. It was that.
Now, Kid Cudi did say he blew up his car, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, that one's like very solid. I highly doubt Kid Cudi lying about that.
He probably did that. Did he? You probably did that.
Yeah, but who hasn't wanted to blow up
did he
their ops
threaten me?
car?
I said this recently on Cam Newton's show. Did he threaten me too? And it wasn't in like some shit where I had to call Wack or somebody. It was like he was drunk and I was in his house taking a picture and he walked up like, yo, I'm gonna let you know. This is what right when I got my revolt deal. He was kind of like on some like, I'm gonna let you know right now, I ain't one of these niggas out here. Basically he threatened me like.
No, that's just him talking.
But that's what, do you know how your drunk uncle, you'd be like, man, shut up. Now, I didn't know he was blowing up cars, beating people up in hotels. I mean, maybe he was gonna do it, TD Jakes was in the other room. He wasn't getting though. That's the thing. They keep playing with the bishop.
Oh, shit.
Hold on.
This is no jump.
No, because they try.
I don't even know what that is.
Wait, what the fuck just happened?
Internet.
Because you slid that in there.
Pause. The internet.
No, I don't pause nothing.
The internet.
Because my slid that in there means what the fuck it means.
No, but the
you
internet.
slid TD Jakes in the other room.
The internet. He was outside.
American pastor and motivational speaker.
Wait, hold on.
It was a party. He's a bishop.
What is he doing in the room?
He wasn't in the room. I'm just using this as humor because they tried to say the bishop and him had a sexual relationship. He did not, that I know of.
I heard they was rubbing like fucking watermelon on his head, like some crazy shit.
I don't think black people should eat watermelon in public anyway.
Why not?
Because I don't eat fried chicken and watermelon in public. I just don't.
Hold on.
I don't.
When I was eating chicken, it's been a minute.
Why'd you stop?
I don't eat beef, chicken. I just eat fish. I started seeing too much crazy shit, fucking worms and shit, and I saw some shit.
Don't watch the YouTubes. You watch YouTube.
I saw some shit where they was like showing me the meat. I got up. I went to the store. I picked up 3 out of 5 packs, had the brown spots they were talking about. They said, that's not blood, that's fucking dye. The cow's been dead 4 or 5 months before you eating it, and it was just like over with. Then I went and I got a thing of pork and poured the Pepsi on it, the Coke, and you can see the fucking little worms, whatever. I'm watching fucking Instagram.
Isn't that why you cook it to get rid of all the worms?
Man, you. See, that's some savage Canaanite shit from the Caucasus Mountains. So if you saw some worms and some shit, you would just say, I'm just gonna go cook it?
Well, that's what you cook it for, right?
No.
Oh, you a caveman.
Like when I'm making bacon in the morning, all right, let me tell you, I go from working out in my garage to making eggs and bacon. So my hands are still dirty. And I take the bacon out of the fucking packet by hand before I wash my hands and put it on the pan. And my logic is, this hot ass pan will kill the dirt that presumably was on my fingers.
But why would you do
a
that?
filthy motherfucker.
Because otherwise I have to wash my hands, pick up the bacon, put it on the pan, then
like,
immediately wash my hands again. I don't want to wash my hands twice in a row.
Just like me, you put the little soap dispenser at every one of your sinks.
Yeah.
So it's just
Oh,
a
yeah,
second.
I got hella soap.
It's just gonna take a second.
What's the problem?
I got soap shoes.
But why not just wash your hands?
So you intentionally use dirty hands.
Well, it's not like I'm intentionally getting my hands
But
dirty,
you're
but I'm
telling
not
yourself you're
cleaning
gonna
them.
cook it off.
To me, that makes sense. Think about how much other shit this bacon has been through.
So if you saw
It's the inside of a fucking pig's stomach.
some meat with little worms in it, You would just say, I'm just finna fry it up.
I like to do little gifts for my immune system throughout the day.
You don't believe that.
Just eat a booger. Just power up your immune system
you don't
real
believe
quick.
That. You don't believe
Oh
that.
yeah, you trip.
Adam, you just going viral.
You know, you. I've been saying he reminds me of somebody.
Who?
He looks
Should.
like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, I can see
Y'all
that.
favor?
I could kill.
Why do you have a 40 bottle there? Have you ever drank a 40?
That was
Crip
Crip Mac's last
Oh,
40.
yeah. Didn't they say you let Crip Mac go to jail? I saw that online. Is Crip Mac in jail?
He set him up.
That was actually a lie
set him
spread
up.
by the
Hey,
Chinese
that's not a
Communist
lie.
Party,
That's not a lie.
specifically China Mac. Yeah.
Okay, can I just say this? Hey, China Mac. I literally have learned every hood nigga in the world because of you. And you too. China Mac, how are you? I don't want to know you. Just stay over there.
Yeah.
Crip Mac, China Mac. Crip Mac, China Mac.
Many Macs.
This shit y'all got is so entertaining. I don't come nowhere near Burbank anymore because of your building. Because it's like the hood highway. Like who are all these
No,
people?
we're running
Where do
pretty
you
tight
find-
ship here.
Where do you find them? Like where do you find it?
The gang members?
Yes.
Yeah, where you find them? Where you get
The
these
internet
people from?
mostly.
So do you
Crazy.
reach out to them?
If I feel like they have some potential, sure. But sometimes they reach out to me.
It's crazy.
I'm always on the hunt for
you
some
and,
new ones.
You and Act, this is not a world that I want to be in because I really won't know how to handle the real conflict. Because like they'll threaten you and you just like, oh, like you just,
He don't take it serious.
yeah. I take it serious because I know the
He
consequences.
don't. And I hope and pray he never has a reason to take it serious. I want him to take some shit serious. It's been a few situations. I don't say nothing because I got a lot of respect for it. And you know, I just stop shit. Just like literally stop
Every time
shit.
Wack's phone, every time I phone, hold on, Don Lemon's calling. You want to say hi, Don?
Yo, you know how to play
Don
sports?
Lemon?
Hey Don, don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing crazy. I'm in an interview right now. You know Adam 22? Say hi to Adam 22 and Wack.
Hey, Adam 22, what up?
Hello, Don Lemon.
That was my guy from COVID was on.
This is Don Lemon.
That was my guy
This
right
is
there.
his show. Wack, you got to go on hit Don's show.
No.
Yo,
Don doesn't interview black people.
Yes, he does.
I
Yes,
want to
Don
watch.
does.
No, he
I
doesn't.
want to watch the full send interview that Don Lemon did. I haven't seen it yet though.
Hey, I don't interview black people. What
Well,
show
no,
is
well,
this?
I'm an urban black guy,
No,
Don.
yeah, I'm on his show. Me and Don. Don, did you go to the White House today?
I was just calling you to tell you about it.
I'm just
Okay,
playing.
I'll call you back.
Show me the screen.
I'll call you back when it's just me and you. But you have.
Just leave it. Tell him he's watching the wrong damn person.
Oh no,
No, Don, listen.
I'm gonna connect you with Don.
Listen, Don. Listen, you were my guy doing COVID. Only watched you only. But I just felt like you only interview certain types of black people.
Don. Let me tell you, Don. I need that clip from our last show at the end where we talked about Andy Cohen because I want to put that out right now. Don is the homie.
He the homie?
Hell yeah.
Like D.L. Hughley homie?
He
Yes.
has the wrong impression.
I need to get.
Don, I could be wrong.
I'm
I
gonna
could be
connect
wrong.
you, Don. I got
Let's
you.
make it
I'm gonna
happen.
call you when I leave.
All right, you need that. Okay.
I need that clip so I can post that. That clip was hilarious.
What was he saying about Andy Cohen?
Okay, all right. No, I said Andy Cohen be at the bar trying to get the niggas I want.
Oh, shit.
Everyone's
However,
just gay,
I'm in a
huh?
relationship. I mean, I'm in a relationship. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm out the streets. The streets are dangerous right now. I don't want to date no more. I don't want nobody to slide in my DMs. I don't want to be left alone. You like Don? Let me know. He cool.
So let me ask you a question,
Yeah.
Jason. You don't have to give me any names.
Okay.
But if I was to look at the list of so-called heterosexual men that tried to make a pass at Jason Lee, would I be familiar with any of them?
No. The celebrities won't do it. They won't do it because they're afraid of me. They're afraid.
I wouldn't know any of them.
Nah.
Great.
And if they've made passes, I intentionally don't even. When it comes to celebrities, I don't even go there. Nah.
You don't want the closeted guys.
I don't want the
Loud and proud only?
I won't say that I haven't dated somebody that's not out, but like I don't want to date celebrities because I'm going to write about you. Like,
That
it's
could be
going to
weird.
happen.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen.
Yo, so
I'm not going to write about it, but I'll write about you.
You would have issues with Don Lemon though. He's a little over.
nah.
He's a little overwoke for your taste. I think.
Nah.
Yeah, Don.
Don is hilarious. You have to see the video because he be trying to be buttoned up, and then he brings somebody like me or somebody like you on. It's gonna be different.
So let me ask you a question. How do you feel about Ray J saying that He enjoyed the, I don't call it what they call it, the Shannon Sharp, because I'm not, that shit is weird. The Shannon Sharp show.
You don't like saying Shay Shay?
No, I'm not saying
Why?
Shay Shay is a female I knew that my homeboy Ed Jr. used to date.
See?
She had freckles on her face. Shay Shay, that was who she was.
Now,
Man.
all of my viewers watching right now, when I saw that Ray went over and did his show, I said, look, ain't nobody worried about She by Shay Shay. And it went viral. People were like, oh my God, I'm not outing him. I called him She by Shay Shay because Shay Shay, I know Shay Shay's in the hood and ain't no man.
It's a female.
But you do think Shannon Sharp is gay?
I didn't say that.
No, definitely. I think he.
I did not say that.
I think, okay.
I like when you were holding the photo of him because you were bending the photo to make it look like his waist was. It made him look gayer in the photo.
I'm not going to say he's gay, but I think he's just. And it's weird because he come from playing football.
What that
I think
mean?
he's feminine.
What that mean? First of all,
A zest monster.
First of all.
Yeah.
Oh,
there-
really?
You see this stand.
First of all, there are wide receivers who look like that who are receiving it widely. I don't want nobody to say because
Get
they're a
the fuck
football
outta
player.
here.
I don't want them to say because they're a football player, because they're a basketball player, because they're a soccer. I don't care about none of that.
That's real.
There
I know some gang members.
I was just about to say there are gangsters.
Me too.
Look, I ain't even gonna say nobody's name, but now there was I don't even know if he was a gangster, but he's in the streets, and he kind of like pressed up on me recently, and I was like, man, listen, I don't have a conversation for you. Not even I'm flattered. I don't even want to talk to you about that. Yeah, no.
That's crazy.
Yeah, nah, because I don't even want the politicking.
I'm actively searching for gay gang members.
Why? To come up here?
Or
You've
to
had
date.
one. Matter of fact, you try to ask one of them if they were attracted to me. Or
Really?
something. Yeah,
Which
you
one?
did. I saw the clip. I don't know.
You know, it's a bunch of them.
Sounds like something I would say.
They out there.
Cheeseburger.
No, it's a bunch of them. They came out like 2 years ago. Like they was all on fucking live, like giving it up to our homegirl are filming us. Like, so they definitely come up in one or two on rappers.
Okay, I got to leave in a little bit, but my last question of importance to you: what is the state of Cardi B's career? A lot of people trying to question her and say that it's over.
How? Well,
She hasn't put an album out in like in a decade. I don't
let me
know.
say
Cardi's
this.
only got one
Let me say
album,
this
right?
because
Bia coming for her.
Hold on.
Seems like that failed
You
spectacularly.
can't
I'm
come
gonna be
for
real.
Cardi.
So many layers to this question.
Bia can't come for Cardi.
Bia took a L.
Let me first start by saying
Fuck outta
that
here.
Bia and I share the same birthday. She's a Leo. Shout out to Leo gang. She's a beautiful girl. She took and currently holds the biggest L I've seen this year so far. Well, Drake's second, because Kendrick murdered that. But Bia started to be for no reason and went to get clout and got clocked. And it's just unfortunate. But
totally makes
that's
sense.
because you see Cardi at the top. You don't see a loser and fight with a loser. Like she didn't go after, I'm not even gonna say their names because I'm trying to be a better person. She didn't go after certain individuals, right? Lauryn Hill, who only put out one solo album, just got acknowledged as being Apple said she has the most listened to album ever, or something like that. She got like this thing, Ebro gave it to her.
For a female rapper or
Period.
or ever?
Period.
Really?
I forgot what Lauryn Hill and Apple, we got to Google that. But anyway, so I don't want to do this whole one album thing means she's a flop, because every
song's album went platinum.
And every song
on that album, did you know that, Adam?
That Lauryn Hill album?
No.
Cardi.
Oh, the Cardi.
Cardi.
album. Really?
Every
Wow.
individually went platinum. That's a little
and
different.
every song she's gotten on recently with Glorilla, with Mega, has all been hot and is charted. So I don't want to say that she's fallen off. We're honoring her at our award show, honestly, because she's opened so many doors for all of the women that we talk about now. Because when she came out, it was just one girl, and then now her, and then she's opened the door for her.
Okay, for the record, that album is just Apple Music's top albums.
But what I'm saying is,
So it's not really based on,
what
like,
I'm saying, out of
metrics.
Apple's whole music library, that one album from that artist with one album was the most. What was it?
Just the one that they think is best, which I
Okay.
feel like the hip hop audience does not agree with that at all. There's like a million albums that are more beloved than that.
The hip hop community would say Lauryn Hill is an icon. She would say that.
Lauren, definitely.
Icon, yes.
The album went diamond.
That album better than Illmatic? Ugh.
No, did it go diamond?
It went diamond.
Yeah, you
It went
can't. I mean, the number ain't gonna
numbers. It went diamond.
Went diamond. That's like
If I
saying,
Rule the World, she has
that's like
songs-
saying Country Grammar is not one of our top hits.
Yeah,
know,
no,
you
that's
went diamond.
But that could be justified by like the numbers, right?
Yeah, numbers, exactly.
Although it's hard to judge from something that came out.
But
that
in
long
terms
ago.
of Cardi, no, her career's not. She's if she didn't announce her album coming out, I know she told me last time we talked that she's getting ready to announce it.
No, I will
Watching-
tell you this. Wait. Do you think, because I've been telling people, and this is not at Cardi, a lot of these artists are getting on because of the gimmick or propaganda around them, not because of their music. Sexy Red, 28,000.
She got great music.
That's it.
When recently?
We all love it. That was like a little mixtape thing.
Really?
Because guess what? My first recollection of Sexy Red was some broad that got 2 STDs.
She is so much more than that.
No, this is what I heard. And then it was like, okay, she's a rapper, so I get it. But 28,000.
Well, let me say this. I didn't know the latest record.
28,000 first
What
week.
I will say about Sexy Red, though, but see, you can't just put out music. What does the rollout look like? The rollout gotta be. Don't she got?
That's
I don't. They didn't have a real rollout for that project. That's why I can't really look at the
people
sales and
think
judge
that
it.
The buzz,
It's not that-
which
that-
has nothing to do with
that-
the music, is going to push the music. You have to roll out the product.
Which is why when me and Megan Thee Stallion fell out, it wasn't because she didn't like me and I didn't like her. I criticized her rolling her album out with Marie Claire. That ain't hip hop. That ain't where the culture is, and it flopped. So now she's on this great
That's
tour, and
real.
I'm proud of her, and I'm happy for her, and I want her to keep winning. But these people have to stop relying on the gimmicks. Your rollouts.
Yeah.
I remember when Busta Rhymes. I don't remember this years ago. When I first moved to LA, Busta had a listening session in the Valley where he invited everybody to his listening party, but he got on stage and he performed every song on the album. Yo, it was something that pre this social media world that we live in now, we all posted on MySpace and everything because it was this euphoric feeling that made us fall in love with the album, and we embraced it and kept moving. Nowadays, they just you go twerk at a club, put it on social media, and you think, well, I'm gonna go buy your shit in an economy where I ain't got nothing.
When I listened to Bia diss Cardi B, it actually like really instilled in me the fact that I love Cardi B.
Right.
And I hated Bia by the end of that fucking song because it sucked so bad. It was so not convincing. Even just like the look in her eyes, I was like, even you don't believe that this is a bop. So even like Cardi B is someone I don't even know. I always liked her. I always thought she seemed cool. By the time I got to the end of that song, I was like, this actually raised my opinion of Cardi B, which is, it's not really what was intended. So I was impressed.
I love that.
But what about Meg, Cardi, and Glorilla coming together, and now they're like a real unit? They're proving that these girls can actually get along. That's nice to see.
Well, Cardi's always embraced these women. They've constantly come for her. I stopped even really defending Cardi online because they made it he's just on Cardi's payroll, Cardi be unlocked. No, I really believe in this girl. I love her energy. In the middle of her rise, she had 2 children. She got married. She's can continue to open doors for women. She jumped on Lotto's song. She even let Lotto put a plastic bag around her face, almost suffocated her to death as a rollout for that single. I mean, she did bongos. She could never do enough for women. Remember, she has her own career. Her job is not to be on every person's music. Running for city council.
You could for sure say.
No, I have to catch
No,
myself.
man.
Wait.
The shit worked.
Yo, man. What was that?
It worked.
What?
The fucking hair transplant.
Oh, it's coming in. Give me a few more months.
No, I just put it up and asked the people.
Oh, no, that's
what
okay.
I was doing.
After I win city council, I'm going to Turkey. Did you go to Turkey? Okay.
Turkey for what?
I'm going to do the whole thing. I'm shaving the whole thing. I want it to be thicker because it does grow back thicker. That shit's going to be, he's going to have cornrows.
What the do you
Dead ass.
mean?
Man, I'm 40. I'm turning 47. This shit going to fall out at some point. I'm doing.
you gonna do it
You've
now?
never had a hair transplant?
Never.
Wow, that's
Not even
pretty
hair
good.
dye, but I do stem cell. I do all.
really?
You gonna do it now? You're gonna do it like
After
even
I
though you don't
win.
need.
Yeah, just get it ahead of time. See, I want my hair to be like that, like it used to be.
How much joy did it bring you when you read those leaked text messages and you realized what Ice Spice's real opinion of Nicki Minaj is?
Wait, what camera? Ice Spice. You know I love you. I DM'd her not about that, but just in general. I love the fact that this girl came out, found her own lane. I think she honored Nicki Minaj as a fan the way a fan would in just a pure love. But she didn't know she was dealing with somebody that didn't give a fuck about none of that. It was just about using her in her own little game. But I love that she shared that with her friend. I didn't like her friend putting that shit out. That's why.
No, that was corny, yeah.
You can't even text nobody.
My friend tried to charge me $5,000 for an interview.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, I was like, this
this
is a gift. What are you talking about?
Here's the thing,
It's
though.
the delusion.
Here goes
I know.
the thing, and I tell people, when people say, "Yo, Wack, how do you gauge if somebody's a friend?" And I think y'all agree with me. If you have to think about that,
That's
they're
your
not
answer.
your friend.
Yeah, that's your answer.
This is my
You
thing.
have to think about
That's
it.
your answer.
I think that like Ice Spice kind of plays the fool publicly.
Yeah.
She acts like she's like an airhead. But when I read those texts, I'm like, oh, you're way more with it than I actually was giving you credit for.
Right, but she didn't. It wasn't even like nasty texting.
Yeah, it was just real as fuck. I'm like, oh, you totally understand the game, and you're not letting on publicly. That's incredible.
And she still hasn't gone out and bashed Nicki.
Exactly.
She's smart. I think she's smart. I'm waiting to see. You know, there's so much politics in this game, right? In terms of hip hop, I did an interview with I can't remember, it was Complex or somebody, where I said female beef in is bad for hip hop because it's not like Kendrick and Drake. What Kendrick and Drake did, man, I don't do any walking, crip walking, this walking, any walking. But when Kendrick dropped that last song, for me, it was like, that's hip hop. That's West Coast. That's hip hop. That's what beef is supposed to be on the music. Then they all the white programs started bringing me on. Do you think that was Kendrick who shot up Drake's house? You think Kendrick went to Canada to shoot up Drake's house? No.
Somebody.
These people.
But they did that was hip hop.
Sent shit.
Yeah.
But from my perspective, a lot of the top female rappers beef all the time. And
when you say top female rapper, slow down. Slow down. Who's the top female rapper?
Well, ranked amongst the top 20, 30, let's say.
Let's just say.
But it feels like nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
People don't really pay that much attention, even when they're making music about each other. It's kind of weird.
They're not dissing Lauryn Hill. They're not dissing Queen Latifah. They're not dissing really even Lil' Kim anymore. Those are the top.
Well, yeah, people pay attention to like Cardi and Nicki going at it and stuff, but I don't know, like a lot of people are getting in there, Saweetie and everybody.
Cardi B is the marketing plan in everybody's mind when they need to drop an album. Why?
That's real.
I don't even want to get into the girls that you're naming because I have my own opinion. But when you look at them and you look at Kendrick, who did Kendrick consult with to go after Drake? Everybody said Drake was the best rapper in the world, and Kendrick went and did what the fuck hip hop was supposed to do.
We knew Drake couldn't out-rap Kendrick.
We didn't, but I'm saying with the social media, TikTok and this and that, that's why I don't subscribe to that. When it comes to hip-hop, who gonna outrhyme KRS-One?
But people probably wouldn't have expected that Kendrick, in a beef between Drake and Kendrick, that Kendrick would be able to make a song that was like 100 times more popular than the most popular Drake song.
Drake would be able to make a commercial record.
Another back-to-back.
Yeah.
Kendrick made a back-to-back.
Yeah, Kendrick made a back-to-back.
That is a back-to-back, for sure. Probably bigger than a back-to-back. Let's be real.
A minor. That's all I know.
People aren't even talking. You know what? What do you think, bro? What do you think this leaves? I think Drake's climb has leveled off. He's still up there. But, Drake been doing this. You know what I mean? I think it's leveled off.
Slowed it down. What's crazy, I think I told Wack this, or I told somebody, I said, the only person that could make this make sense, if Wack and Top Dog figured out how to pull them together and do a double album and a tour, oh my God.
Kendrick
really
doesn't need to do it.
He really don't f with them.
Clearly.
Yeah, he don't need to do it for what?
Really, it's not like I don't think there's anyone in the world that could make Kendrick want to f with him on especially on a personal level or a PR level.
Why does he? I don't know. It's just years.
He seems like he just has no respect for him. And also, with all the insults that he threw at him about his blackness and him basically appropriating blackness, him getting cool with him would make it like, oh, is that all a joke?
But what made Kendrick's song so good to me wasn't just all the shots and the tea, this and that. It was when he got to that colonizer part and he really broke down colonization of our culture and used Drake as an example. I mean, it was painful.
When he took Drake to Atlanta and straight broke that shit down.
He did.
It was crazy. That was one of those things where you heard it, and then about the 5th or 6th time you listened to it, you really started to visualize it. Yeah. And then that's when it got fucked up for him.
Yeah.
You started like, yo, is he? Like it started to brainwash you. And I think all them people in Atlanta, this is friends.
But I will say, I've known Drake since before he was famous and broke. So to watch him be somebody that can be gone at by a Kendrick is great to watch too. Like this man started literally from the bottom. I remember nothing. So to watch him kind of do his thing, y'all had him in the hood in LA out here. I mean, he's, I don't know. I'm proud of him, but he had to take that L. I wish that the women in hip hop could take the L's like that and keep moving. I don't know where B is right now. She better not be coming up with another song. Because she come up with another Cardi diss track, I don't even think we would want it. What would happen?
Bia.
She needs to fall back.
She need to just, for real.
Yeah, that was not a good look in any possible way, shape, or form. All right, I got to dip. Got to go put the kid to bed. I appreciate you guys. Jason, all the respect in the world, my guy.
Thank you.
And best of luck. I wish I was a Stockton resident so that I could go vote for you.
Stockton loves you. Your name is out there.
Hey, you want to pull up? I'm coming. Let's do it.
You play
I'm
spades?
dying to go.
You play spades?
No, but I would love to learn.
You play spades?
I do, but I'm not good at it. Tiffany Haddish does. They have spade night over there.
You and Tiffany?
Yeah.
I need you and Tiffany to go to Nick's new show.
Okay.
Backyard
It's a spade
Spades.
playing show?
It's at Amazon. I just did it
down.
today.
For real?
You'll love it.
Nick Cannon?
Yeah.
I'm down. Let me
Yeah.
know.
You definitely need to go.
Me and DW Flame, we're going to pull up.
We're going to put it
Who is
together.
DW?
Nick, we got Adam.
TW.
We're going to find him a
How
partner.
dare you?
Who was DW?
We
What?
got
This is
Jason
the
and
homie. He's
Tiffany
like
Haddish.
friends with Nick Cannon.
I'm sitting on the spades, backyard spades with Nick Cannon.
Hey, do us a favor, smack that like button. Adam and Wack Show featuring Jason Lee. You know you loved it. Smash the like button. We out.